Life and business strategist Tony Robbins is a very big man, and he didn't help just shallow Hal gain perspective. For more than 3 decades, some of the world's most successful people have turned to Robbins for advice, from President Clinton to Donna Karan to Serena Williams. Robbins' 2006 TED Talk on finding fulfillment and maximizing our potential has racked up more than 15 million views online. Wow, the New York Times bestselling author helps millions reach their goals. Tony Robbins, we welcome you back to Studio 57.
Good to see you.
I want people to know, Tony just told us at the table that in the past 21 days he's been in 7 countries. Do you know where you are right now?
I'm checking
You're
it right
in New
now.
York City. But you pride yourself on helping people find their peak performance in all facets of their life. And now you're tackling finding peak performance in our finances.
Yes.
Why was that a topic you wanted to delve into?
It's because there's only a few areas that really affect the quality of your life. It's your relationships, obviously, your body, your energy, your emotions, and economics. And so I've taught finance for a long time. But in 2008, when I saw so many people losing half of all they developed their lifetime, their retirement, or their homes, it wasn't a statistic to me because I grew up in a really tough environment. And most people don't know it, but I've been coaching Paul Tudor Jones, who's one of the top 10 financial traders in history, for 22 years every day.
But you got mad when you saw what was happening.
I got mad, and I said, you know, I have access, so I've got to find solutions. And I said, what if I could get to the 50 most successful financial people on earth who started with nothing and find out how they did it?
Right.
And so I wrote the book, and in doing it, I learned so much about the abuse that happens to the average person. It's mind-boggling.
Well, you are a board member at America's Best 401k.
Yes.
And you've specifically looked into the fees that people pay at 401ks and the fact that most people don't even know that they pay a fee.
This is the most amazing thing. It's a $4.4 trillion industry that for 30 years, they didn't have to tell you what they were charging you. Only 3 years ago, the Department of Labor changed the rules and said, you got to tell people what you charge them. Wow. So now they do that by giving you a 35 or 50-page disclosure document that if you have a PhD in finance, maybe you can figure out the hidden fees.
Yeah, good luck.
So here's what you have to know. Most people, 58% of the people, don't even think there are any fees. I did 3 core messages for your viewer. 1, fees matter and you're paying them. A 1% in fee, because of the compounding over time, costs you 10 years of retirement income. The average person thinks they're paying less than 1% or nothing, and they're paying 3.1%. That's 30 years of fees. So I'll give you an example. If you have a 35-year-old person, they have $100,000, and they put it in the market, and they let it compound for 30 years till they're going to retire, and they're paying 1% in fees, they have $761,000, which is nice growth, from that time. But if you paid 3% in fees for the same stocks, you have $432,000. So in other words, you have 76% more money if you have less fees. Or in the other view, you have 19 years less income. So people don't understand that fees matter. The second thing they don't know is that the funds matter. Where would you want to put your money? Most people are not stock experts.
No, I know. It's like Greek to a lot of people.
It's totally. So what do? Let someone else tell them, which is a disaster. So I interviewed Warren Buffett. I interviewed David Swenson, who took Yale from 1 billion to 24 billion, the smartest minds in the world. And they all say, you're never going to beat the index. In fact, 96% of all active mutual funds will never be able to match the index over any 10-year period of time. So 4% make it. Now, some people say, I'm going to find the 4%. Good luck. If you play blackjack and you get 2 face cards and you're entered it says, hit me, I think I'm going to get an ace, you have an 8% chance of getting an ace. So we show people how to get those funds.
Yeah, the index funds.
The index funds, but at the cheapest rate. You can get them and they'll charge you 3% for Vanguard, which we charge 0.054. So that's like, buy a Honda Accord for $30,000 or pay $900,000 for the same car. That's what people are doing.
It's a lot of information.
Well, here's what I tell people.
Tony, my head is spinning right now.
If you go to, all you got to do is if you go to showmethefees.com, you can put in the information of your company. It'll spit out for you immediately where you really are. And your company has to, every year, benchmark against the best. And if they don't,
go ahead.
Here's a tip I think everybody can understand. You basically say that this can all start with you eating pizza once a week.
That's where I was going. Yes.
Well, most people,
break it down,
as you
Tony.
well know,
yes.
1 every 3 Americans has $1,000 saved for retirement. It's the most scary statistic you can imagine.
$1,000 saved?
$1,000. And so, as a result, most people don't get started because they say I have no money. So one metaphor I give people is, if you took 1 night a week instead of going out and you had pizza instead and saved yourself $40, doesn't sound like much. But you do that for a month, and you do that for a year, that's $2,000. We'll put that in the market, growing at 8% over 40 years, you have $500,000. You have $500 million from that one little thing alone. So a little change tapping the marketplace, gigantic difference.
And the one thing all successful people have in common, I saw you talking in the green room to Stuart
of Slack.
What's the one thing all successful people have in common? Is there
hunger?
hunger?
You know it's in your own life, because I know you, Gail. Anybody who is really successful and has an extended level of success, people are hungry to lose weight, they're hungry to do something for a moment. But people that haven't lost their hunger, where they're always driven, they want to learn more, they want to give more, they want to do more. There is no greater gift than hunger. And if you don't have it, you want to get it reignited, because it's what makes us feel alive.
Tony Robbins, thank
understand
you.
that.
And I'm ravenous. I don't know about you guys.